What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cardboard Drafthouse. My name's Ryan, and I've got 12 new games that entered my collection over the past month or two. So let's take a look at what I got. But first, real quick, if you don't mind, if you're not subscribed to the channel already, please hit that subscribe button down there. It's free. It only takes a second. We're a pretty new channel, only around for like 5 months, so that really helps us grow. I appreciate it. Now let's take a look at some of these games. First game that I added to the collection is called Up or Down. It's a small box little card game. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. It was recommended to me in the comments of one of our videos. So hopefully we'll get this played soon once I have some friends over. It says it's 2 to 6 players. I imagine it's probably better with a little bit of a higher player count. So looking to get maybe like 4 people or so to try this one out. Looks chill. Next up, I got Final Girl. I kind of missed the boat when this game first came out. I didn't back it or pledge for it, and they're on like the 3rd season, as they call them, of this game. And so there's a ton of content out there. And I guess I kind of just felt like I'm never going to be able to get all of it. And I felt like if I went into this game, I was going to want to try to get everything. And I sort of let that go. And I finally just was like, all right, I'm going to get 1 or 2 of these and just check them out. It's October. It's going to be Halloween, and it's a great theme for the month. So I got it, and I've played it a couple times now. I played it on the channel if you want to go check out my play. I did make some rules errors. There was a card interaction that I didn't quite know how it worked. And I asked the BGG forums, and there wasn't really a conclusive decision on it. It sort of did skew one way, but I actually emailed Van Ryder Games, how would this card interact in this situation? And they ruled that I did play it wrong. So I got to play this again. I'm thinking of maybe doing the Krampus character and doing that in December as like a Nightmare Before Christmas type thing. So look for that coming soon. But yeah, I really like Final Girl. It kind of reminds me a little bit. I see similarities of that and like Eldritch Horror, just in the way that you're like rolling your skill checks, and you've got the terror cards, which is kind of like the threat cards or whatever, and Eldritch Horror. Every round something bad kind of happens, and then you get your turn to try to make up for that. So it's a cool game. I like it a lot. Next up, we've got The Anarchy. This one is weird. It's sort of a flip and write type game. Your board is a sheet of paper, and you're filling in little bubbles with a pen, right? There are a lot of extra components in this. It's not just a strictly like flip and write type game. There's a lot of actual wood bits and things and decks of cards that you do use to play this. And I'm actually really addicted to this. I'm not, like I said, I'm normally not super into like roll and writes or flip and write type games, but I've been having a lot of fun with this solo campaign. I made it to chapter 4, and that was where I took my first loss. And so I'm still stuck right there. I need to try to beat that. But each chapter gives you a unique challenge to try to overcome. And I really like that about this game. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. I do feel it's best as a solo game. It says you can play it 1 to 4 players, but you kind of just would be sitting there working on your own sheet of paper, and there's no interaction between the other players really. And if one guy is thinking a lot about his, you might be done with yours and just kind of sitting around waiting until he's done. So I'm really liking it as a solo situation. That is The Anarchy. Oh, and that's just the lid, because the game's actually set up downstairs. I'm in the midst of trying chapter 4 again right now. Next up, this guy just came in the mail. I backed this a little bit ago. This is Storyfold Wildwoods. As you know, if you back games, you'll back a game and maybe a year and a half later, something shows up at your door. It's like a present to your future self. So that's kind of what this was. It's a kind of shorter little campaign type game, little story driven campaign game. I think it's 5 chapters. When I looked at it, it shows like your actions is sort of like an Arc Nova mechanic where there are cards that are underneath your player board, and I think whatever's in your leftmost section is what you can do. And then when you take that action, it slides over to the end, which I thought I love that mechanic in Arc Nova. So when I saw that was sort of how this game was going to function, I thought that was very cool. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if there's like enemies or obstacles, whatever they call them in this game, I believe those are cards that end up in your track of your actions. So the enemies can kind of gum up your actions. If the enemy slides all the way to the left, it's like hindering you from getting those things that you need to do back over to the left or whatever. So looked really cool. The art is pretty neat, and short story campaign. I'm here for it. That was Storyfold Wildwood. What else we got? This is Tea Garden. It's another game from Thomas Hollick. He's been on a roll lately. He did SETI, he did Galileo Galilei, and now he did Tea Garden. I really like this game a lot. It's sort of right in between. Galileo Galilei is probably the lightest one right now. SETI's probably his heaviest. This sort of falls right in the middle. There's a playthrough of this on our channel if you want to go check that out. He's got some new titles coming up. There's a small box game. It's like Pondscape, I want to say, frog-based situation. And he's got an aquarium-based game, I think it's called Aquaria. And both of those look cool, too. I have both of those pre-ordered. He also did work on the game that Awakened Realms is putting up on GameFound soon. It's called The Asylum. I had high hopes for it. I thought I was going to go for it with Thomas Hollick attached. I don't know. I watched some playthrough and I'm not completely sold. It looks kind of like Nemesis, and I own Nemesis. I just don't really play a lot of Nemesis. So I don't know. Jury's out on that one, but Thomas Hollick is on a tear. And just so you know, we're not sponsored by anybody. I'm not being paid by Thomas Hollick to say this. Those are my opinions. Next up, we got Flip Tunes. A nice little small box deck builder game with cartoon characters and sort of this like old school cartoon style. It's really neat. It's fast. I like deck building games. And so having an option that's like a quick, fast deck builder, it's pretty neat. I kind of want there to be an expansion already because I just want more cards and more interactions. But yeah, you're building your deck and you just flip out 6 cards, and sometimes wherever they land, they kind of interact with each other. And the first person to flip out 6 cards, and when those cards equal 30 points, that's going to trigger the end of the game. So really neat, cool little deck builder. Next up, I got Vantage. Vantage has been sort of a divisive game, I feel like. Some people really love it. Some people say they don't like it. I've seen comments that say, like, where's the gameplay and stuff like that. I do like this game. If you watch our Buy, Try, Pass, or Trash series, the BTPT, I talk about it in our latest one, BTPT4. Go check that out. But I do say this game's a buy. It is a heavy exploration game. So, you're moving around the map. The map is huge, and you're reading a bunch of story entries, out of these books. And so if you're not into that type of a thing, obviously this won't be for you. But I've been having a lot of fun with it. I haven't even seen the whole map yet. I played it 5 times now, and it's been cool. There have been some items that we kind of see as repeats, so I'm just a little worried that, maybe you'll start to see some things over and over and it gets a little less novel or whatever. But for right now, it's been great. It does say it's a 1 to 6 player game, and I would not ever want to play this with 6 players. That sounds like it would be horrendous. I think solo or 2 players is great Because at least when you're playing with just one other person, they can be reading your entries out of the book so that you're sort of just hearing the story and making the decisions, and you don't see any of the things in the book that might spoil like what your choice is going to be. And so, yeah, I would play this at 1 or 2, give it a shot. That's Vantage. What's next, dude? Next, I've got Arkham Horror, the card game. I've owned Arkham Horror for a long time, so I'm not saying that this particular box is new to my collection, but I just picked up 2 of the little one-off scenarios. They came out with a new one called Film Fatale, which looked really cool to me. It's set in like a Hollywood studio backlot type of thing, and so you're going through these different sets. There's like a alien invasion type one where there's like UFOs and aliens, and it looked really neat. I think there's 3 different sets that you kind of go through. And so that sounded really cool to me. I picked that up. And then I've heard that the Murder at the Excelsior Hotel is a really good solo, or not solo, but a one-off little scenario, I guess. So I picked that one up. And so that, got me back into looking at this and reorganizing my cards and looking at deck lists and trying to build things. And so, I always like this game. I tend to like play it a little bit and then I set it aside and kind of forget about it for long periods of time. And so that's why I'm saying that it's kind of back in the spotlight for me over the last couple of months. I'll put this over here. Next, what do we got, dude? Age of Galaxy. I have not had a chance to play this yet. I've been seeing it get a lot of praise, saying that this new version is really good. It's a re-implementation of kind of a smaller box game. This has new art and like bigger boards and more cards, if I'm not mistaken. And it just looks really neat. I'm excited to get it to the table. Yeah, I don't know a ton about it other than it's sort of worker placement. You place your things out onto this main board to take actions, and you have a hand of cards, and you're kind of tucking them in different ways to utilize them in different ways. And there is sort of tech trees as well on your player board. So as you're unlocking things, you're kind of moving around this board to unlock various abilities. So looks very cool. Excited to try it. Hopefully soon. Next, let's grab this bad boy. We got Fate of the Fellowship, The Lord of the Rings. This is based on like the pandemic system, but I would argue, I played this and it did not feel like a pandemic game to me. It felt very unique. It felt very much Lord of the Rings. It felt like it was doomed from the start. It's just like it felt like we were already overwhelmed on turn 1, but you just slowly take your actions, and every turn, you get one step closer to your goal. I only played it one time so far. We made it to Mount Doom, and we were on the last roll trying to toss the ring in, and we needed to get, we needed 2 negative rolls only, and we got 3, and we only had 1 reroll. We rerolled, we didn't hit it, so we were like right there, but we didn't quite succeed. And so I'm really eager to get this back to the table to try to beat it, because it's an addicting type game. Makes you really want to strive for that victory. So that was Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship. Next, we've got Luthier. Oh God. I just heard all the components shift around in that box. Yeah, I have not played Luthier yet. It's like, can't even see the camera. I have not had a chance to play Luthier yet. It's a Paverson game. I have Distilled. I like Distilled. I just haven't played it in a little while. But yeah, they always go super deluxe with all their components. And I liked this theme of like building instruments. I've played instruments my whole life and been in music and been a musical person. So I liked the theme a lot. Obviously, art by Vincent Dutrait is just always stellar. So I'm excited to play this guy. just finding the time to kind of learn it and figure it all out. And the last game, there's only one left, is Witchcraft. I pledged for the Raw expansion, and as I was checking out, this was an option to add to that, to your cart or whatever, and I added it and then kind of totally forgot that I did. And so when Raw showed up, this was in the box, and I was like, wow, perfect timing. It's October. Let's play a solo little ditty of Witchcraft. Haven't had a chance to play it yet, but really excited to. And yeah, I mean, it looks great. It's a re-implementation of a game called Resist. And yeah, I just love the theme, and it looks super cool. So that's the 12 games that I have added to my collection over the past 2 months. Maybe I'll do a video of games that I'm getting rid of to make way for all this new stuff. And I know right now it's middle of October. It is Essen Spiel season. Games are getting announced and going up for pre-order. And I know that in the next month or two, there's probably going to be 12 more games that show up here. So I'll probably do another one of these coming soon. But until then, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for checking out the Cardboard Drafthouse. Remember to subscribe if you like board game stuff. That's all we got going on over here. So until next time, have a good one.